guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a swatch video of just the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. I have not had this palette very long. I did order it when the Shane Dawson series products came out, so I had to wait to get this. I didn't get it till like mid-November at least. This is a beautiful palette. I do have Blue Blood, and I was kind of pleasantly just surprised to see that this was nothing like Blue Blood. This is a beautiful formula. I have done multiple looks with this palette. I've even used it in some of the holiday looks that you guys have already seen come up on my channel. And so this is even different than the Jawbreaker palette. I have the Jawbreaker palette. I also have Blue Blood, and if he made one of these that was like all green, I would probably buy that one as well. So I'm going to be doing double rows as well as double swatches of this palette, and I will do inside and outside video as well. Well, of course it's an inside video. I will do some outside video in direct sunlight as well as in the shade, as long as I can get out there before the sun sets. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I will do 3 swatches, or 3 fingers at a time instead of 4. And I will stop like at sweetener on row 1, and then I'll start with cavity from there on. So first we have glucose, and I just made an absolute mess of the palette. That's one thing I do not like about this palette, is this weird like cloth stuff. And we have sugarcane and cake mix. Now I'm surprised with glucose because it actually shows up on my skin. The white and the James Charles palette looks like sidewalk chalk on my skin, reacts like sidewalk chalk, feels like sidewalk chalk, and brushes off and blows away like sidewalk chalk. So the fact that glucose is a nice pigmented white shade was surprising to me, that it actually has a nice white base to it, whereas other white shades in my collection do not. Next we have Ouch, and then Donor, which is this beautiful, absolutely beautiful shade, and then Intravenous. So we have Ouch and Donor and Intravenous. And even though most of these do not need double swatches, I'm going to do them because when I do swatch videos, I like to show you that they can be built up. And any of this mess that I'm getting down here, I will just, you know, we'll magic eraser it off my arm. So there's the first row. Now, if I had a thicker arm, I could probably get away with doing all 3 rows stacked on top of each other, but alas, I have scrawny arms, and so we have to continue. Next is Candy Floss, and then we have Tongue Pop and Sweetener. Sweetener's like a duochrome. There's Candy Floss. It's a really pretty like pastel bubblegum pink with an iridescent shift. And then we have Tongue Pop, which is a nice pretty salmon shade. And then Sweetener, which is like a pink and peach with gold shift. It's really pretty. I am surprised at how these shadows feel. The shimmer shades all feel wet. The matte shades in here feel like silk. They feel like you've run your hand through satin, or that you're like touching a satin like pillowcase or bed sheet or something like that. It is actually a very, very nice soft formula. You will get some kick up in the pan. You will not usually get a whole lot of fallout. The shades are beautiful. They blend well. I haven't had any issues with any of these shades, other than like 1 or 2 of them staining on my lids for no more than like 4 hours. Usually I wear an eye look for 5 to 12 hours, and then I'll get a shower or wash my makeup off, and usually within the couple of hours after that, the color has worn off. So next we have this hot pink shade, Cavity O Positive, which is like a gray based mauve, and then Root Canal. That hot pink shade though. Ooh, look at that. And then there's that pretty mauve. And then there's a root canal. Even though that shade really didn't need building up. Like I said, a lot of these shades, now root canal needed building. There you go. But like I said, the majority of this palette is beautiful. It blends well. I haven't had any issues with it not. You could use like 15 different matte shades on your eyes from this palette, and they would all blend nice and easily on top of each other, and you wouldn't have an issue with them at all. So next we have Prick, then Cherry Soda, and then Fresh Meat. Fresh Meat feels a little bit like Root Canal. I'm guessing it's one of the, those like not for the use in the immediate eye area kind of shades where it's a pressed pigment. And Prick, it's funny, on my arm it's looking a little bit orange, but on the eye it does pull more red. It's kind of like more of a orangey pink. This shade is stunning. That shade in James Charles palette that's supposed to be like the best red ever, I beg to differ. This Cherry Soda shade is absolutely stunning. It's a very neutral based red. It doesn't pull too purple. It doesn't pull too pink. It doesn't look like it pulls funny undertones at all. It is a beautifully stunning matte red shade, and it's probably one of my favorite shades in the palette, besides the Donor shade. And just to show you, my fingers are a wee bit stained from these shades. Then we have Blood Sugar and Extraction and Coma. Blood Sugar is like a burnt orangey red with bronze coppery shades in it, and it's pretty as well. The Extraction shades also like Root Canal, and so is Coma. They feel a little bit different. They're just as soft, but they feel a little bit different, and you have to build them up. You do have to work with them a little bit better. And I have a little bit of fallout on the counter, which is unusual, because I didn't have any issues with fallout with this palette at all. And like I said, I did many holiday looks with this palette. So here we have all of the shades. And there's all 18. I'm really glad that I got this palette. I had wanted it for a while, and I am super happy that I picked it up. I haven't had any issues other than like some of the slight staining issues that I have. I haven't really had major issues with this palette. All right, and here are swatches of Blood Sugar outside. My cat is kicking the camera stand. Freaking turd. What are you doing? Stop it. Why it's focusing on the leaves behind my arm, I don't know. I'm going to be doing video in direct sunlight in just a second. But here, these are out here in shade so far. Alright, here are swatches in direct sunlight of the Blood Sugar palette. It's funny, you can still see that white shade. Even in direct sunlight, on my very fair skin, you can see it. These do not burn my eyes. They don't cause my eyes to itch or water like the blood sugar palette does. And even the Controversy palette also causes my eyes irritation. This palette does not. This is a beautiful palette. It blends well. I think if you're looking for reds with some peachy pink mauve shades thrown in with hints of purple and a white that actually looks decent on the skin and doesn't look like sidewalk chalk, this is actually a really, really good palette. I think the darker tones are rich enough to work on any skin tones. The lighter tones might look a little bit ashy, but I think for the most part, this is a beautiful palette and would work well for anybody. So I am excruciatingly happy that I bought it with money that I have to pay my dad back now. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Ristat. I will be taking video outside here in just a minute. Hopefully you guys enjoy these swatch videos. I know a lot of people do like them, and that's why I continue to do them, and I actually like doing them. So hopefully you all are having a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good one.